Before we get started, please take the time to like, add, and subscribe to our pages on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and iTunes. Also, please leave us a review. We can wander our way over, because this is Wandering Ways.
What's Bigfoot possibility? What's up, dude? I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I talked to yes.
You've been running. Yeah, you ran like a marathon or some shit in the meantime, huh?
Yeah. I talked to you before or after that?
Before, I mean, we
Oh,
texted shit. How'd you do for the listeners? Those who care, if they care.
that's a good point. I don't think the listeners know. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you know. Um, I I didn't run the time that I wanted.
Okay,
So bummer town there. I mean, it wasn't like I ran too much slower than my previous best for a marathon. Um, I wanted to beat the PR. I didn't, which is fine. I basically did this on 3 weeks' notice.
right.
Um, and running a marathon's crazy, whoever you are, doesn't really matter. So, um, a lot of lessons learned. Switch up some training here and there. I mean, I'm running pretty good right now, which
Good.
isn't a surprise since I ran a marathon. Um, Going into it, I'll be honest, I thought I was in really good half marathon shape. And if you look at the data collected from the marathon, you'd go
Sure.
like, wow, not a bad half marathon.
Good.
Especially because I could have done a lot quicker on the half, but I was thinking long term. So I was like chilling and I was like, save it to burn at the end, save it to burn at the end. And then the end came and I was already burned. So, you know,
You finished.
yep, finished. My nipples didn't bleed and didn't shit my pants. Call it a win.
There you go. That's a win.
It is for some people. So,
Nice running in the redwoods.
oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a really beautiful. I think I mentioned to you I found a spot. Uh,
Yes.
I think it'd be really cool because I think they'll probably get some people, but I don't think you get as much because it's a little bit off.
Right.
Um, but if I'm being honest, I think drone footage over there would be really cool.
Oh, real. Oh, above the trees, or like
More
through.
in them, like
Yeah.
above the road and in it.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Be
So
dope. We'll figure it out. One of these go rounds.
it would be, it'd be really, that's what I was thinking while I was running. I was like running around. I was like, gosh, it's absolutely beautiful around here.
Well, I should bring that to Seeley.
The drone?
Play around with that. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, what else you gonna do?
We'll figure it out. What do you want to do? I know you want to see the Buddha garden.
Yeah, I mean, I'm if it's a nice day, I'm willing to hang out at the lake. Um, you
Right.
know, I'm
Yeah,
also
or something.
I'm also okay doing something like moderately active in the day and then just like, I don't know, chilling by a fire in the evening type deal.
I feel you.
So like it doesn't have to be fast. In fact, actually, fast paced probably not the way to go. Just kind of like
Vibing.
enjoy, see some shit.
All right. I'm game. I think Jared's gonna be kind of that same mood. It sounds like it's us three. Tyler and Josh might come. We don't know. They're a wild card.
Oh, okay.
Josh and Tyler have been button heads, and Tyler's only gonna come if Josh drives.
Uh,
'Cause Tyler's got to work on his computer, so he's like, I'll work if I could drive, but he's like, I'll talk to him. So I tried calling him, didn't Didn't get an update, so that's to be determined. So maybe the next podcast will know who all attended the Seeley Rambunctious.
Yeah, I mean it is next week. So from
Yeah,
this
I mean,
recording.
it's 2 weeks. Oh, from this recording, yeah. There's like 2 weekends though.
No, it's this weekend and next, I believe.
Well, yeah, like today's Monday on today, but you're saying this comes
Yeah.
out on Wednesday.
So we have this weekend
And then
and
you're
then
there
the
on
following weekend.
Friday, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you got uh what time you get in?
Um, I think late morning. Oh,
Okay. So
I think
I
like
think I
9 in the morning.
I think I was planning on getting over there on Thursday.
Okay.
Talk to Jared. He's
Yeah,
getting
and
me.
like I said, uh, you know, if I'm chill hanging out in Missoula or whatnot,
Yeah.
I can get a lift anywhere.
We can hang out in Missoula though too. Friday when you get in, we can go do something there if you want. So
It's true. We can go.
so
I don't know what's really in Missoula.
I have
Last time I hung out in Missoula was ironically the last time I ran a marathon. So
that's good. And that's the second marathon, right? You of the two. You've only run two, right?
yeah, I've only
Or
ran two. First
ah,
one was in Missoula. Second one was in the Avenue of the Giants.
nice. Gonna have to do that hood to coast too.
I've always wanted to. It just never works out with my schedule to do it.
Oh,
And
because you're big.
yeah, I'm always busy that time of year. And do you know who the main reason I've always wanted to do Hood to Coast? Because I've
It's
wanted
like,
to do this since actually Oregon State.
doesn't it end in your home?
It does. And I want to say I ran home. That's it.
Oh,
I just want to say I ran home.
yeah. I like it. I like that. I'm about it.
Yeah.
I
But what have you been up to?
fuck. I'll show you what I've been up to actually. Take you on a tour.
Oh, this is for the people just listening. You're gonna want to check out the video. Oh, look at this.
I built a fish tank,
We got
basically.
freaking we got somebody's trying to imitate SeaWorld here.
Basically, look at the shark. Won't stick you out.
How uh how big of a tank? It looks big.
Yeah, it's like it's that one I had, remember? 65 gallons.
Oh, well.
I think 55 or 65. I think 65. I think it's 65. But yeah, it's I've been working on that room. We got it floored. I've been doing the trim, drywalled it, put insulation in, it was unfinished, so took it from that. So I've been kind of working on that. Just little projects around the house, the joys of being a homeowner. I bought a fucking lawnmower and leaf blower and stuff, and you're just like,
Damn.
oh, yeah. So you're making like those decisions too. And one of the decisions I'm making is I'm going with just Ryobi because that's what I've gone with for like my electric tools and stuff. So, they run on batteries, it's not a gas mower. So I was like, fuck it. We'll see how it goes. And it's
Yeah.
been all yard. It's not bad. So I'm not worried. Just keep the stuff clean, keep it up to date. I think you'll be fine. So that's what I've been up to. But we got I went down to pray with Jared last weekend. And it snowed. We got a May snowstorm down there. And it was like they shut down the Bozeman Pass for 24 hours, which I've never seen
We
it. You see it shut down, but like I've never really seen it shut down that long.
yeah. Well, you know the thing is like this time of year when you get those surprise storms are probably actually worse for the roads and like getting the passes because it's so unexpected.
That you have the tourists who come out in May, the May tourism, so you get a lot of that. And then it's that wet, slushy snow. So it is that
Mm,
like it creates that ice on the roads, and it's very dangerous. And there's a lot of people who slid off, but Like, because I drove back the day it opened back to Wolf Point, and on I-90 to Billings, man, there was so many semi trucks that like you're just like Jesus Christ.
That
Because
went.
well, yeah, they were just because they're all jammed up in Bozeman for the night or whatever. So it's just that like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
not you're not passing them every mile or 2 miles. It's every quarter mile there's a truck or
Yeah.
whatever. But
We get the big semi backup all the time here in Ashland because the pass
oh,
that crosses the border, um, that will get
right.
really bad, even if they're prepared for it. Um, and so they'll sometimes just shut it down. And it's wild because when you go to the exit I use in Ashland to go to work, you'll see semis like a mile just parked on the road, then all the way up the ramp, like just everywhere. You'll see it at like the rest stop, like 5 miles back, semis there. It's crazy how many semis you'll see.
No, I bet. No, because I that's kind of what I mean, I didn't see it like backed up, but I heard about it. Like I heard Bozeman, you heard the people that were like jammed. We actually lost power in the valley for a little bit when we were at Jared's house. The valley lost power, but it was restored pretty quick. And we went to the hot springs, got to go to both Yellowstone and Chico. Great. Great. That's the other thing. I was thinking about it before you booked your ticket or after you booked your ticket. I was like, you could have also flown into Bozeman and we could have done like a Yellowstone hang out at Jared and Colton's and done like the hot spring and shit. I didn't,
Oh,
yeah, I didn't even, but both places are going to be great. Don't get
yeah,
me wrong. We're going to have a great time regardless. But I was like, oh shit, we could have hung out down there.
yeah.
Um, didn't even think about it.
It's
Um,
all right. The price was pretty good for me. So
it's going to be, we can still hot spring. We can still do great things. Seeley's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm stoked. But yeah, that was what we kind of did down there. It snowed. We hung out. But we also saw the Northern Lights up here in Wolf Point. Did you get to see those out there in Oregon? Did you go try even, or were you asleep by the time everyone was looking at them?
I was asleep by the time. I screwed up because I had you know how like sometimes you get this thought in your head and like that's the only way to do something, even though like when you think about it later, you're like, what a dummy, why didn't I just do it this other way? What I should have done, because the time the lights would pop out was closer to when I was waking up, is I
Oh,
should have just gone to bed earlier and woke up earlier. But in my head, I was like, oh, you have to stay up to see the Northern Lights.
I feel you. Like you're like, I don't want 2 hours of sleep. You were,
Yeah. And I was like, and I should have, it was one of those like, you just brain fart it. You're like, oh, you
right.
could have done this other way and it would have been just as effective.
I mean, they did say there's going to be a few other storms this year. They did talk about 2024 being a active year that they've predicted, NASA and the space folk out there.
Yeah, that and then there's like there's I was looking it up because I was actually meaning to talk to you about it. Um there's like a nebula explosion, and I know that that's not the correct term to be used, but essentially it's a star that is exploding, and it's like sometime now until I think September it could go, and you'd be able to see it. Let me see if I can. It's like a uh,
Okay.
explosion. I don't know.
I don't know if you
But I
there.
saw it and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool because it's supposed to be kind of, you know, one of those.
Yeah, phenomenon. That's the old TV,
Mhm.
man. People don't get that. You look up in the stars,
Old TV.
old TV. Like that's what I mean. These things have been happening for millions of years, thousands of years, whatever you believe. But it's one of those where like we've gone away from it almost because of the light pollution, because of cities and everything, that we've done. Um, so you got it.
I got it. I found it. So the Corona Borealis is made up of two stars. It's a red giant and a white dwarf. The white dwarf is gradually pulling gas from the red giant, which will eventually cause a big old thermonuclear explosion and creates a super bright light. It's likely to reach around the same level of brightness as the northern star. There is no specific date, but we know that the star will explode sometime before September of 2024. For updates, you're best to keep your eye on NASA's social media. Now, I know what you're asking. You're like, Mark, how can I see this star explosion?
Exactly.
When it happens, the explosion will be visible to the naked eye. No fancy equipment needed. You'll need to look towards the constellation Corona Borealis, which is a small semicircular arch. At its highest altitude, you can find it towards the south at 65 degrees above the horizon just at 3 a.m. It will remain visible to the unaided eye for a few days, then with binoculars for just over a week. Experts advise becoming familiar with this part of the sky using a pair of binoculars if you want to be especially prepared for the spectacle.
All
So,
right. We got some good thing that we know we got a couple days on it. That's one thing I like too is it hangs around for a moment.
well, do you know why a lot of times they hang around? Like that
How
specifically? Do you know why?
time it's come in millions and billions of years, basically.
Yeah, travel the speed of light, but that's a far distance. So,
But I'm excited. I'm stoked to see that kind of stuff. Like I remember the comment. Like I'm so glad I drove up on the Beartooths
yeah,
comment because you're like, when's the
it
last
would
time?
be maybe we can check some stars out too while we're out there.
It's not a bad idea, dude.
Yeah.
Uh, the Northern Light, but they said 2024 there should be more. So that was really cool. It was a clear across the whole Western U.S. It seemed like they saw it down in Big Bend, Texas. They saw it down in Arizona, even in Oregon. I was surprised when like Josh and my parents were taking photos of like the lights there in Portland. Like they got them there, and I'm like, damn.
They got a really cool photo of it at the university here. Um, they got it with the football field. Um, it turned out to be really cool.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's one photo you took that's really cool. It was like the one like right above you. That one was really cool to see.
no. So it it was wild. We drove like we came home. We were at Thea's sister's house. We came home and I was like, I've been kind of like my neck. I slept bad that night, so my neck was just hurting. I'm like, I just want to lay down, you know. So I'm laying on the. I go inside. She's like, I'm gonna sit in the car. She likes to sit in the car because it's warm. So she's doing that. I go inside. I lay down, and then I get a text like, "Let's go see the Northern Lights." And I said, I was looking at like social media. I saw that like there was a good chance. You know, I wasn't seeing the photos yet. You know, it was the like there's a good chance of it. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. And then she was like, Michaela just sent me this photo, and she showed me this photo that her friend took, and it was just kind of like the green in the distance, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of what it looked like when I saw it from the plane. You know, I saw the first few lights when we were flying that time, and I was like, oh fuck, like okay, yeah, cool. And then I was like, grab my camera, and we got in our car and we drove out the road. Basically, our road turns into a dirt farm road headed north, and drove out there. And sure enough, they're right overhead. You see them out the distance, the farm fields. You're looking, you're like, wow, that's really cool. I'm trying to like take photos, but there's so many people because everyone's posting to Facebook. They're seeing them driving out this road because it's right in town. And we're like, okay, like cool. We saw them. The photos aren't turning out that great. Then I'm like, well, Theo was like, we came back and she's like, well, let's go down to the bridge. Like, I think them seeing them with the bridge would be cool. So we drove down there, drove to one side of the bridge. I went out when I was taking photos. It wasn't that great. And then I was like, well, let's drive down to the boat ramp. And we drove down to the boat ramp and the lights just set in. It was midnight. I remember looking at my phone and it said midnight. And you know how like when you get a full moon and the room just like lights up? That's what
Yeah.
happened. Like
Oh,
it,
that's kind of
I'm
cool.
standing on the boat ramp and and it's this green light is like lighting up that way. The red and the pink was just clear as day. Just like I say, my photos were spit an image of what I saw. Like they really was like, oh my gosh, I ran up to the car. I was like, yeah, look at this. Like turn around, like because she was looking at the other lights, like the green ones off in the distance. And I was like, no, look at these ones behind us. And it was just like, oh my God. And I got down, I was on the boat ramp with my camera on a tripod in the water because I wanted to get that reflection off the water. And when you look, the pictures of the bridge was to my left, and then the pink photo looking upriver was to my right. And the green just kind of like went across the river, kind of like a rainbow, like if you connect the two.
Mhm.
And it essentially they were all going up straight up to the middle above me. And it looked like a teepee. It felt like a teepee, just the way it was built. But yeah, and then that was the photo looking up at it all up at the top there. And it was really cool. It was like, holy shit. Like, and it lasted and then it slowly started to dissipate, like the color started to go away. It's just crazy how that was. I saw really cool ones throughout Montana and Oregon. Like and Washington. I think I saw one of Seattle and like the
Oh
Cascades,
yeah.
or not Cascades, the Olympics. And some guy hiked up to like one of the mountains in the Olympics and got like an
Oh,
amazing,
that would be cool.
yeah. I was like, holy shit. Because it was just clear everywhere, like clear
Mount
skies.
Rainier in the background would be amazing too.
It was perfect. I mean, shit, maybe cool shit in nature. You look up some of those photos. Dead serious, man. Like there was some good shit.
Yeah, there was. Picked a great weekend. Uh, because I mean, like, I feel like everybody had a bit of a heat wave
Right.
that weekend, and so it just brought these clear skies.
That's exactly what happened, I think.
Who
No,
knows? Maybe they were linked solar flares heating it up.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those, I don't know what's leaked. Like, and then I was talking to Jared and I was like, well, what if it's the Chinese spy balloon? And it's not necessarily the Northern Lights, but something that mimics the Northern Lights. That's like a larger weapon or something. Or, oh, that's the green dust they're spraying on us to help us with in case of radiation. I don't know. I'm just fucking. But like, it's crazy. I also saw this really cool graph here, and it talks about the
Oh,
lights.
that is.
So when you see, and I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. Um, but when you see the pink, it's excited atomic oxygen at high altitudes. It's only visible under intense solar activity due to low concentration of oxygen at high altitudes. And it's above 150 miles or 241 km. The green is excited atomic oxygen at lower altitudes. Green light is emitted instead of red due to higher concentration of oxygen. That's up to 150 miles in the air. If you see the purple or the like blue lights at the bottom, that is ionized molecular nitrogen. The reaction involved molecular nitrogen because atomic oxygen is uncommon at low altitudes. Similar to red, blue and purple is associated with intense solar activity. So when it's really happening, that's when you get the purples and the blues on the bottom. Above 60 miles is the purple, and then the blue is up to 60 miles. So it's kind of the bottom half there. Um, I was gonna pull my photo. Yeah, I'm trying to see. This is probably one of the best ones there.
Yeah, that's a good one. You got a lot of good colors there.
It was
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean,
Amazing.
that solar flare, that's what I think's going to do us in, if anything.
Right? No, that's what's gonna.
That's the one I was talking about. That's really cool.
But so like you see how like it goes the green like that, like the
Yeah,
bottom of it. That's the bend from the teepee. You know what I'm talking? Like
yeah.
it
Well, the
was just
thing is that that looks like a portal. It looks like you could easily just like get time travel. Like, you're about to hit the hyperdrive into the next planet. Like, that's what that like reminds me of is just, and there we go.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
But
was fun.
no, the solar flares, you know, you get it. If we get a big enough one, like it has to be pretty big. But if we get a big enough one,
Right.
electricity's done.
Yeah. Fair. Fair. Because like that's what they're also preparing us for with war. That's what I'm saying. Is like it's the whole people are like, let's get ready for EMPs and all that shit, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
you're just like, but I don't know. Here I am buying electric tools.
I don't know. I watched Planet of the Apes. I think we'd be okay.
Oh, you just get a windmill where I fucking live and you'll be fine with electricity.
Right. That's the thing is like the thing about like us if we lose electricity now, we've gone through all of the workings on how to get it that I think you could get electricity back started up relatively quickly.
Oh, I mean, you saw it in Africa where the solar panels and the generators kicked on whenever the power went out. Like
Yeah.
that's essentially what you would do. Just have that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Fossil fuels, man.
Yeah, we'd have to take a step into fossil fuels. But you know, if we did wipe it out, it would be a good opportunity to reinvest in environmentals.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with all the world.
Well,
But
that's different question, different podcast, different people talking about it. I know I'm no expert in that field, so I don't try to touch it. I just try to hypothesize and I like to submit my stupid opinion.
I feel you. I feel you. How you feel about dipping a rod into the water?
I'd rather not.
That's fair. I was just asking. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I mean, I'm not a fisher.
I get it, and I understand you're a boater. Um, but I if we go out on the lake, though, I'll probably fish,
Oh, if we have a lake day, for sure.
but not.
I was joking with myself. I was like, shoot, the weather's nice. We end up having a lake day. I'm going to pack my wetsuit and I'm going to get a swim workout in.
I gotta turn this alarm on. I forget this fucking thing. I can't turn it off. You hear it? You hear it going
No, you
off?
can't hear it at all.
Oh, it's just doot, 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 doot,
You
doot.
can't hear it. None of us heard it.
That's good.
So
That's good.
for all we know as people, you could have been bullshitting us. You just needed to step out of the frame real quick.
Oh, it's like a bug. I have a temperature gauge to see how hot it is in here. It's 74 degrees. Nice day.
Yeah.
It's nice out here, but it goes off at midnight, but I haven't like I don't fuck with the time on it. And it's supposedly midnight on the thing, and I don't know why. I don't know. I put a new battery in it, and that's what's happened since I've done that. I gotta reset it, and I just haven't.
We had a stopwatch at work that somehow had an alarm on it. Like, and it's one of those where you don't know how to set it, like the alarm or unset the alarm. So
Change the time even for that goddamn matter.
yeah,
'Cause you're like,
yeah. So you're like, all right, I guess every day at 6:30 a.m. it's gonna go off.
that's this.
Yeah.
I guess it's 9 o'clock at night, but it thinks it's midnight on the thing. I'll figure it out one day. It'll bug me enough. You know what I mean? Where you're like, all right, turn you off. Maybe not
Midnight.
change.
It's probably midnight in like England.
Yeah. Oh, past midnight. It's like
Yeah, it's probably
east
more Greenland right
Canada.
now.
Yeah. But we're good. We're fine. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking there's something else with Seeley. I was thinking that we could do. It wasn't fishing, golf. Jared
Oh yeah,
said.
yeah, you'd mentioned that.
Jared said he doesn't mind. He's not going to golf, but he's like, I'll just hang out at the cabin. He goes, but I wouldn't mind that if you guys want to go golf for 2-3 hours. So I'll leave
I
it
don't
up
know.
to
I went out and played today, and I did not hit the ball well.
it would just be because Seeley's one of those nice courses that it's kind of a hidden gem in that way. Like not a lot of people golf it, but it's a nice course. So if you wanted to, play golf, I know you like golf.
Yeah, we got time. We can decide that one.
I mean, that could be
I
a
went
check,
and played today. I did not hit the ball well.
you know?
Scored well, did not
Yeah,
hit it well.
really.
Yeah, my short game was on, but that was about it.
That sucks, my man.
That's golf. That's why it's a four-letter word. It's a good old-fashioned game of whack fuck.
Whatever that means.
Whack. Fuck.
The Wild West is full of dangers, from snakes to bears. The outdoorsman must be prepared. That is why when you experience rivers like the San Juan or the Yellowstone, you must bring a blue ribbon net. Handcrafted and biodegradable, these classic wooden fishing nets are all you need while on the river. Make sure to use code RUGAROO10 when checking out at Blue Ribbon Nets. Again, the code is RUGAROO10. RUGARU10.
It was something silly and pointless, and I can't remember. But you know what? That's c'est la vie. Time goes on. If I can't think of my cool shit to say, then it means it's probably time for some cool shit in nature. And yes, because you said it, I just decided to take it and turn it into two photos of the Northern Lights. First one that I got going is somewhat close to my hometown. That's probably why I picked it. It's got a landmark a lot of people will recognize. So I mean, to be fair, so does the second one here too today. But
It's a good one.
yeah. So here's the first one. If you're
Because
curious what we're looking at, it's the Northern Lights over Haystack Rock in Cannon Beach.
when you got the fog on the coast too, you can kind of see that.
Yeah, that
That's like
marine layer they call it.
Merino layer, yeah.
Yeah. So cool. And it's not the best of the Northern Lights that you'll find picture wise,
No,
but
it's cool because you're
uh,
getting them over Haystack Rock like that. Like
100%.
that's legit. It's not Photoshop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Which this next one we got, I will admit, is probably edited somewhat, but still quite cool.
Ooh,
Because it's of Stonehenge and the Northern Lights.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's really well edited because you can see the stars and the lights, and then it's very clear. Like it's been lit up. Um, whoever took this photo knew what they were doing.
I like that when you see that. When you see the like kind of like what you're saying, like it's the professional photographer that it's
Mhm.
like I set I know I need to set this setting to get the lights. I know I need to set this setting to get the rock and to get the grass and like exactly.
Yeah,
That's really
100%.
it's really a good one.
It
Dope.
was very cool. I mean, and actually worth the look for people. Just go to Instagram, hit the search, type in Northern Lights. You're gonna find a lot of cool photos by doing that.
The lake too.
So it's a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, it says a lot of the same stuff. Surprising amount of pictures of people. I didn't click them to see the caption, but looked like they were proposing to their significant other in a lot of those photos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looked like a lot of people, one person on one knee type stuff. Then there were also a lot of pictures of people just facing away from the candles, pointing. So
Oh,
those were two very common themes when I hit the Instagram search for Northern Lights.
that's
Who knows?
fair.
Maybe your algorithm is different than mine and you'll find a different thing.
I kind of search some location. I was searching like Seattle, Northern Lights, stuff like that when I was
Oh,
I don't
You
know.
you went a bit more specific than I did.
Let's see, Northern Lights.
Yeah. So when I did it, I just hit Northern Lights.
I got some good ones.
Yeah, that's a lot of what you get. Um,
Oh,
there
that,
it is really cool colors. The colors are actually kind of legit for it.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the like godly esque.
You know, the Northern Lights would be trippy on like mushrooms.
That's what they say. Go
Yeah.
to go to Alaska and go experience it. Go give it a test. Go do that and
Yeah.
go out on your salmon boat. Go out on your salmon boat.
No, I'm good. I don't need to go on that salmon boat ever again.
Rocking back and forth,
Yeah,
watching.
I had my fill. I had my fill of the boat. I'm good. It was a good time. I have nothing against it, but I filled my quota.
Did you?
I did. I did. I did. You know what? I was low key thinking of bringing up to Seeley, just because I didn't,
Your
earlier
ukulele?
this year.
Your ukulele?
No, no, I did kind of think of that, but not as hard as this,
Okay, I'm
the
here.
Super 8 camera.
Oh, I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Little short film guy got some little action going on.
Yeah, and that's how I make my debut into the short film festival.
Right? There you go. Not Astoria, Ashland
Yeah, yeah.
Festival.
Yeah, right. They got one.
I
They
bet
got one.
bet they do. You could debut it's Seeley, but make it like old timely film where the words like are like it's like the scene and then the words and then the
Yeah.
scene.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It actually would be kind of funny.
The
It's a
game
silent
hangs
film.
out. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. There's like some music underneath. That's it.
Yeah, that actually would be really funny now that I think about it.
It'd be great.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe stay tuned. Maybe Mark will enter the silent film industry.
Find out. Bring it back to life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, they make them every once in a while. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see someone make a silent film because they're like trying to be really artsy.
Or the TV, like a TV series will dip into like, oh, we need to tap in and do one of our shows this, one of our shows a musical, one of our
Yeah.
shows like for a season. You're
One
like, oh,
of the funniest scenes um for that I've ever seen in like silent, it was a show. Aziz Ansari had a show. I can't
oh,
remember. He had like
where they
two
go to the
seasons.
movie theater.
No, for some reason it goes silent and there's a bunch of people like talking sign and
Oh,
there's
yes,
these
deaf person. Yes.
the two deaf people like start yelling in sign. So they're doing American Sign Language, like cursing out them for how they're talking in sign. Like you would see if someone was saying stuff in real
Yeah.
life and be like, you understand there are children around here, like you need to talk more polite, blah, blah, blah. It is like it like was so funny how it was done.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a good, it was a weird, because it was weird how like his shows were so, some of them were like that, were just so different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You just be
It
like, what the
was
hell? Or the one where it's like they follow the same person or different people, like they trade them off throughout the day and they
yeah.
switch like to the next person's like, oh, like they check out, the cashier does this, the cashier goes and gets food, the food person goes and does this, like, and then they all meet up at the movie theater at the end.
It was a good little artsy project for sure.
Oh yeah, he's that way, I think.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing you notice with, I think, streaming nowadays is you can get people that just do like a real artsy kind of project that's just like a one-off,
Oh, yeah.
one season type deal where it's just they went all artistic while staying true to like the style that people know them for.
Well, I think you get that with some of these newer apps and stuff as well. Like you're getting like the not necessarily like Kevin Costner and Yellowstone because Kevin Costner's been around for a while, but you get like those those people like Aziza, sorry, with Netflix, where they're going to take a stab at you, or
Mhm.
they're going to take because they're like, all right, this guy, they've proven themselves in other ways, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not as big name like
No,
you do it for the big networks.
no.
So yeah, it's not
Which
bad.
is exciting because I think it opens up an opportunity for those like you take a lot of the like I don't know how often you watch like the outside TV that's or like Red Bull TV
Oh,
those kind of like projects where it's the like you see the extreme sports, the snowboarders is pretty common one, skiers or surfers where they create this story with like a short film. I think it allows for more of those kind of projects to go more mainstream almost because there's more of those big live stream or those big streaming services that sometimes they just want content.
well, take YouTube, right? Like YouTube in that sense has it started off as just like, hey, a place to post your videos, but people turned it into their own come to my YouTube channel, right? So you have people producing content, full episodes on YouTube
Well,
daily.
yeah, some people have turned it into their studio, and that's where they upload their studio's stuff,
Exactly.
which is exciting as well. It just allows for people who I think wouldn't have been noticed with their creativity um, to have more opportunity to be creative and show off their creativity.
Right.
Right.
No, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what we're trying to do here at the Wandering Ways podcast.
But make sure to subscribe, like, and add us. And if you have a
Yeah.
question or want to be on the podcast, email us at wanderingwayspodcast@gmail.com. WANDERINGWAYSPODCAST@GMAIL.com. I still got it.
There you go. I took a picture of someone hitting a golf shot with their phone because it was beautiful in the background, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, let me see your phone. This is a great photo for you, opportunity for you." So I'll take the picture. And then like later they're looking, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is an amazing photo, like professional photography status." And I was like, "You do understand that I work for the Wandering Ways podcast, right?"
Quartz Lake Productions is almost 10 years old. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Exactly. There's some training in there. No, we get good shit. Ain't gonna lie.
No, I think if I'm taking your photo, right? Because I randomly like I was at the marathon, right? And people are like with their couples, they're like one off trading off pictures in front of signs and stuff. And so I'll be like, "Do you want me to get a photo of you guys?"
Right.
Like when I ask you, "Do you want me to get a photo for you?" It's gonna be a good photo.
Yeah, you ain't know what button do I press? Like, come on, it's
No,
2020. You know what button.
no, I line you up. I get a couple this way. We turn that phone this way, get a couple here. Like, no,
Drop
we get the
down,
angles. Yeah, yeah.
pop
We get,
back.
we frame it well. It's not just you in the middle. Like, if there's something here, like, we get you there. Like,
You want the church
it's going to
people
be
and
your
all
most liked photo on your Instagram or Facebook. Let me just tell you that much.
it's gonna get you're going to post it.
Yeah, yeah. You will post it for sure.
That's fair. It's fair.
It is. It is. Yeah, so we're running on the time, a little bit on the shorter, but that's fine. Some of these go forever, some of these don't go for as long, which is fine. That's the beauty of doing these things. But anyways, it's time for our final words. So final words, my guy.
I can't wait for the next adventure, which is coming sooner than later, and we're going to have a wonderful time in Seeley. I'm excited. It's good, who knows? I was looking at the weather today. Actually, I don't know if looking out by you guys, but it looks like it's going to warm up. I'm looking Newburgh right here Wednesday. Oh, it says rain. Yikes. 10 days out. We'll see. We will see what the weather in Sealy is like. That Wednesday in Sealy, hold on, let's pull that up. It says 55 right now. So
Hopefully it does warm up.
that's that's the dice we rolled. We'll find it. There'll
Indeed.
be stuff to do. Like even if it's raining, we'll be like, oh, let's go here, let's go there.
Mhm.
Let's like you said, you want to hang around a fire, you want to do that kind of stuff. Easy to do.
Yeah. Adventurous, but chill.
Yeah, like kayaking in a hailstorm. So
That's a bit too pitted.
we've done it. Check the box. Don't need to do it again.
Yeah. Reverend's final words. Stay beautiful, everybody. Can't tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you for following along. Listen to all that episodes, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. I forgot to mention about the marathon. Because I put it on this podcast when I first mentioned it. If I didn't run the time I wanted, I was going to donate $100 to the Ocean Cleanup Foundation, and I did. I got the checks. I got the receipts to prove it. I did end up donating the money. So, I'm a man of my word here. I just want to make sure that is out there. But the real ones is weather's starting to get nice, starting to get the tan. Let's get out. Let's do some things. I know I have a busier summer than I thought I was going to have busy in a good way, busy in a good way. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, peace out, everybody.
Bye.